One of the most exciting topics that we're going to be covering together in the Certified Associate Python Programmer course is object-oriented programming. And we're actually getting a sense for that when we work with exceptions. And the reason why is an exception is actually a class, and what happens is there's an instance of the class that gets created and raised. Let's take a look at this inside of a little script, shall we? So we are going to do a try block, and we're going to say we have this integer, and the integer is a string that states hello. All right, so we got a little problem here. So let's go ahead and do our except block. And in the except block, we are going to, we're going to say except value error. And if we raise an instance of the value error, I can map it to a variable, you remember. So I can say except value error as error. This is commonly done as E, as we did in another video, but I just wanted to prove to you that we're just creating a variable here. And then we can, of course, print, and we can say something went wrong, and give a space, and we can go ahead and print the error at that point. And let's close off those parentheses. Okay, so what's happening is if we have the value error occur, there's going to be an instance made of the value error class, and this new object we're going to go ahead and map into a variable called error, and then we'll go ahead and print some text and then that error. So we're actually creating an instance from this object class that we have of value error, that value error exception. Let's go ahead and save this. I'll just save it anywhere, and we'll call it test, and we will run it. What do we expect to see? Well, we expect to see something went wrong, and then invalid literal for integer with base 10 hello. So notice the full error message that we're getting, which is an instance, an object instance created from a class. So sure, I've given you some additional detail here regarding what is going on, behind the scenes, but all of this has been review. So there's something else that we can take a look at here, and that is the arguments of the error object. Yeah, there are arguments here. Let's take a look at those. So I'm going to say, here are the arguments of this instance. All right, and then we are going to say comma, and we are going to say error dot args. Yeah, we sound like pirates all of a sudden. So we want to see the error arguments in addition to the error. All right, let's go ahead and file save. We are going to run this thing. And when you look closely here, you think, well, wait a minute, we're just getting a repeat of the instance message. But no, look closely. Here are the arguments of this instance. And then in parentheses, we actually have a tuple. Yeah, listing all of the arguments. Now, it just so happens that in this object instance, we only have the one piece of data. Yeah, the message. Notice there's a comma and there's just nothing else listed after that. But there obviously could be more arguments, right? Sure. Yeah, there could be all kinds of stuff stored in arguments for a particular object instance. And we're going to get into this, of course, in more detail when we begin creating custom error messages. Yeah, we can create our own exception classes and we can create our own details in the exception. All right, forgive me as I take a sip of coffee. That's a requirement here, isn't it? And yeah, so let's take a look at how this would be done. Let's take a look at how we could actually have different argument values inside of our exception. So let's take a look at this example. Notice that we are defining a function called divide. And divide is going to take A and B values and it's going to do division. Notice we have an if statement. If B is equal to 0, we're going to raise a value error. And notice when we raise the value error, we're going to do a message and then we're going to do the value of A and B. Yeah, see, these become different arguments that are in this object instance. So we then do the return AB and we do our try except block. So the result is we are going to be dividing, running that divide function with the values of 10 and 0 provided for A and B. We know this is going to trigger the value error, and that's going to be mapped into E, the variable E. And then notice we're going to print, hey, we caught a value error. We're then going to print just the index 0 argument, which will be the message, and then the other arguments. So yeah, it's very easy to have these other arguments in the instance object and then work with them. Let's go ahead and run this and look at this. It works just as we would want it to. So we have the caught value error, we have the message that is provided, and then we have all of the arguments of the tuple listed. It would be the message, and then the value of A, and then the value of B. So we learned even more about exceptions in this video, and we now know that these exceptions have these arguments, the message being one potential argument in our instance objects for our exceptions. Thank you so much for joining me.